And another thing, because I love to stir things up, the worst thing of coming to a talk is when everybody agrees with each other. So, as a Buddhist, I don't adhere to any particular tradition, but I really do object to the idea of interconnectedness. That is not part of the Buddhism I understand. And to prove the point, we are no longer connected with our microphones. So I would actually say that the world is just like your iPhones. They can be connected, but thank goodness they can be turned off. Otherwise, we would have no peace whatsoever. So just put that out there, because sometimes assumptions which we all say in Buddhism, they say it's all interconnected. I really want to challenge those assumptions, so we don't just take it on face value and believe it, yeah, everything's interconnected. Is it? Why is it? Are you sure?
Okay. Well, I mentioned interconnectedness, so I'll respond. Right? But I was going to say something else before that. John can go after me because he didn't. But yeah, I think part of the practice is questioning everything. So good, thank you. But I want to add to what John said, that the point of the Buddha way, of the Dharma, is awakening, liberation, and relieving suffering. So, in that ethical aspect has to be part of it. It's not just, as you said, it's not just mindfulness; it's kindfulness. So, how do we be kind? Yeah, of course, sometimes we don't feel interconnected, or we can see separation. There's separation, of course, as well. And from the point of view of the ultimate awareness, yeah, I think we are connected, but how we're connected might be in disagreement. How we're connected, there's the whole chain of causation, and we can look at that theoretically, what the different levels of causation and dependent co-arising of things. But I would say we are related. That emptiness is about our internal emptiness. Anyway, we could go back and forth. John, you want to throw something in there?
Well, I guess that word interconnected could be used in a lot of different contexts, and the context in which it makes the most sense to me is the fact that the heart isn't complete until it's open. The closed heart, one that's hiding behind walls, is not a true heart. It's not a functioning heart. It's not really beating. But when it opens to others, then it is, then it exists, then it functions, and then it brings something beyond ordinary happiness. It brings joy, it brings benefit. And so that open-heartedness, to me, is the sign of a tightened interconnectedness that exists among beings. Now, does everyone recognize that? I think it's one of the great aims of all the various spiritual paths that have ever been promulgated in this world, all the valid, excellent ones, is to help train, open the heart, and sense and experience that interconnectedness. Because we can wall ourselves off, but that doesn't negate the fundamental interconnectedness which we can all tune into.
Yes. I think another simile may, again, open up the idea in another way. It's the open-heartedness of a doctor, a surgeon, who does work so hard to help other people, to heal other people. But there comes a time in all doctors' lives when they retire. And when they retire, they don't do any more surgery. But in that time when they were practicing as a doctor, they have trained and they have assisted, inspired so many other doctors who will carry on when they pass away. So yeah, that happiness and compassion is an essential part of the path, but not the end. I like a path with an end, not a path which goes on and 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 on. And the end has to be the heart vanishing with everything else.
Well, I'll disagree with you.
You see, we are not connected.
We're connected through our disagreement. So, of course, there's an end to this personal life, to all of us, and facing death is one of the best ways to invigorate our own lives, to realize that there's an end to the particular person sitting on each of our chairs. But I would say this practice is not just about personal liberation, that again, you can develop various meditative awarenesses yourself, but if the people are, when the patients come to you, if you're the surgeon or whatever, you see that they're still suffering out there. So there has to be a balance about it. In our tradition, we talk about, and Dogen talked about Buddha going beyond Buddha, or ongoing awakening. So when Shakyamuni had his great enlightenment, he didn't go home and watch television, or he went out and he shared that with other people. So and he continued sitting every day, and he continued awakening, I would say. So awakening is something that has to happen again and again and again in each new situation. How do we see what's going on with the person in front of us? How do we awaken to what is there and what we can share and what we can learn from each person? So awakening isn't just a one-time experience. It's ongoing. And in that sense, yes, as you said, there we have lineages of teachers and of people who've inspired us, who've allowed us to be sharing the Dharma, and this goes on and on and on. And so it goes on and on individually, and it goes on and on collectively in the Buddha way, in all the different traditions. So in that sense, yeah, we have individual ends, but the work of caring about the world and caring about what's happening and trying to relieve suffering, that goes on.
You pass on the baton that everybody is supposed to finish the race. So that's I disagree with, especially in the Theravadan tradition, to say that there is a continual awakening of a Buddha, of an enlightened being. Once that awakening has happened, it's permanent, fixed, there's a lot of work to be done to share that with others. But that's what in the Pali tradition is the first nirvana, and the second nirvana is the parinirvana.
Sure.
And a parinirvana literally means, in Pali experts over there, is complete, full cessation, gone, finished. So that's where the Buddha has done his job. Finishes. It doesn't go on anywhere. It's not annihilated, because it wasn't there in the first place.
Well,
So the process, gone, finished, gone, no more. Cool.